Hi everyone and welcome to another painting tutorial. So today I'm going to take you through how I paint hazard stripes, and I'll be using this Terminator as an example, just on his chain fist. So I had undercoated the miniature with Chaos Black, and then for the chainsaw just applied a base coat of ABADDON Black, however any black acrylic will do just fine. And now just to begin painting the hazard stripes, I decided to use AVERLAND Sunset by Citadel. And I'm using my RAPHAEL 8404 size 3-0 brush for this. So as you can see, a fairly thin paint consistency, just using my wet palette as well. So just to begin with, I'm just going to do all of the diagonal lines here. Now there are plenty of methods in which you can use to get really dead even straight lines, such as hobby tape for example. However, I like to do these sort of details freehand as it's a really good way of improving your painting skills. Now as you can see now this is pretty typical with chainswords, on the edges here, there is a slight flat curve before it meets the top part. So just as you're working that, try and get the yellow line a little bit diagonal facing, and then center it up as you can see here at the top of the chainsword. And as you're working down the other side, I did want to include the other side just so you can see how I apply this here. As you can see, I was just working the yellow line back diagonally slightly and then just following the lines down, as you can see here. And after you do apply the AVERLAND Sunset, just make sure you do a second coat to get a real nice smooth finish. And then move on to YRIEL yellow. And essentially just follow over all of the AVERLAND Sunset. Now of course, if you do want that sort of golden yellow of the AVERLAND Sunset to remain, you don't have to go over all of the hazard stripes with the YRIEL yellow. However, I wanted a really vibrant, sort of just neat sort of finish with those lines. And now I'm just going to begin doing some small little scratch marks across all of the yellow with RHINOX hide. So as you can see, barely any paint on my brush, just using the very tip of my brush and just doing small little scratches and little stipple scratches as well. And now to begin highlighting all of the black, I'm going to use some ESHIN grey, and also going to be doing some more scratch marks using the ESHIN grey, however just on the black area. Now don't be too concerned with overlapping the yellow with the ESHIN grey as an edge highlight here, as once we move up to the following highlights, you'll see that it really comes together. And just as a final touch, I decided to use some DAWNSTONE by Citadel. So for the most part, really just following over the ESHIN grey, and if you'd like to as well, you can also just touch highlight those ESHIN grey scratches as well. So as an example of that, if you can see there where the ESHIN grey scratches are on the black, you could just finish with some small little dot highlights at the end of those scratches. And here is the completed miniature. So I hope you found this tutorial useful today. Hit that like button if you did. Subscribe today if you like what you saw as well. And if you would like to support the channel further and need new miniatures or any of that good stuff, head to the links in the description below. Thank you very much. I will see you again in the next one.